Welcome back. Going to be a chilly start tomorrow morning. In fact, for many of us, maybe the coolest weather we've seen yet this fall season. You can see low 40s near and north of the interstates, going 43 for Baton Rouge, Hammond, Macomb, New Roads, down to around 41, mid to upper 40s south of I-10. But it'll rebound pretty quickly once the sun comes up. We'll go from those low to mid 40s around sunrise up into the mid 60s by noon, and highs actually around 70, a little bit warmer than what we saw today. Winds are going to be fairly light. Overall, beautiful Friday. Really good news for trick-or-treating coming up Friday evening. Mid to upper 60s between 5 and 6 o'clock as it begins in most communities, most parishes, most counties. And as we get deeper into the evening, temperatures start to fall into the 50s, so it's comfortable early. But the kids probably going to want some long sleeves, we think, as the evening wears on. And it's pretty chilly outside tonight. Already upper 40s to low 50s for most of us. Baton Rouge and even 50. Gonzales 51. Patterson right now checking in at 52. So things are quiet all along the Gulf Coast right now. That storm system that impacted us a couple of nights ago has now moved all the way up into the northeast. It's taken the cold front eastward with it, and that's why I've seen temperatures really drop. But now we're tracking the next cold front that's on the way. A little bit of a storm system spinning up here around Winnipeg. That's going to be dropping southward. As it does so, it'll drag another cool front with it. Not going to be all that strong, and we think rain chances are fairly low. They're not zero, so let's take a look at that. It's the HRRR model picking up Saturday morning. Probably starting to see a few clouds arrive, but a dry start to the day. And much of the day probably stays dry. This model run ends at about 6 o'clock Saturday evening, and you can see this broken line of a few showers showing up ahead of the cool front. So right now we've got rain chances running about 20% or so. We're not looking at anything major at this point in time. Just a few showers late Saturday or Saturday night. All right, out into the tropics now. Melissa is starting to look less and less tropical tonight. That low black dot, that's Bermuda, so it's just about moving past Bermuda, but you see how that southwestern flank is really drying out. This is starting to look more like a non-tropical low at this point in time. Now, winds are still 100 miles per hour. It is racing to the northeast at 38. That trend will continue across the North Atlantic. Becomes a non-tropical low, and eventually that's Iceland up there. Could end up close to Iceland as a non-tropical low by the time we get to early next week. Back here at home, beautiful weather tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your Halloween. Chilly in the morning. Be ready for that. A nice afternoon. And then probably some long sleeves if you're going to be out and about tomorrow night. Now, much of your weekend should be dry. It's that relatively narrow window Saturday evening, Saturday night. You have the chance for a few showers. Temperature's not going to change a whole lot the next few days. Don't forget, fall back Saturday night, Sunday morning as daylight saving time comes to an end. Move the clocks back an hour. Also, a really good time to check the batteries in your smoke detectors, and just to make sure they're working, test them. Carbon monoxide detectors as well. Into next week, first full week in November, looks like a run of beautiful weather. We'll see cool to kind of chilly mornings, mild afternoons. In fact, we're into the upper 70s by late next week. Stay with us. Come right